Well, that wasn't expected. And that's the guy from the chook place calling me. 1 second, I'll come back to you. G'day there, it's Rachel from Bushedge Homesteading Australia, and I've made a bit of a bulk order of chickens. This is another one through that farmer to fridge platform that I've shared with you guys before. That was the one I got the half a cow from. And they recently had a bit of a sale going on because they had been in operation for, I think it was like 2-year birthday sort of sale. And they had a whole bunch of really cool deals. And one of the deals that they had was from this farm here, which is Chooks at the Rooke, and they were selling off some of their chickens, and I think it's normally a couple of $100 for the box of chickens, and I managed to pick up their box of chickens for $149, and that was with delivery. So this is a bit different to the last order I got where I connected with the farm that did the beef. With that one, I actually went and I picked that up. With this one here, they did a delivery, and the wonderful fellow at the farm, he had actually contacted me just to say there'd been a bit of a change with the courier, and this actually has just showed up. So thankfully I'm here today. You probably hear a bit of coughing in the background. My little one is not well. That is not great, but that means I was at home, and that meant I was at home when this chicken just rocked up. So being that we're on property, and we have chickens, you might be wondering, why are we not just kind of raising and processing our own chickens? And that is something that we have done in the past. We've done chickens and ducks and quails as well. And honestly, at this time of life, it's all about time. So what we've found is it does take a bit of time to process chickens in particular. We don't have like a chicken plucker and stuff. And for the time, we actually find we're better off processing these guys than we are doing chickens. Now that might change later on in life, but right now, the time we have, that's kind of how we prioritize things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop my camera on the stand, and I'm going to open this up with you guys and show you what we've got. And then I'm going to quickly make some space in the fridge and freezer so that I can get these chickens in there. Now, the pack I ordered was for 6 extra large chickens, but the lovely farmer did actually reach out to me when I placed the order and said that they were also doing some extra chickens with some of the boxes. And I'm expecting there's probably going to be a couple extra ones in here as well, which it looks like there is. So they're supposed to be 6 extra large size. Now let's pull one of these out and actually have a look at how big an extra large chicken looks. That is a wonderful size chicken. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Have a look at another one. And they're all packed up really well, so they're going to go really well into the freezer. I was actually wondering how much space I was going to need for all of these. I was a bit worried that I wouldn't have enough space in the freezer at the moment, because we do still have some of that half cow in there. We're also getting up to our own sheep processing time, so we do need to be able to put a bit of our lamb in the freezer soon as well. And there's obviously all of the normal stuff that we have in there too at the moment. So yeah, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 chickens. And yeah, they're all pretty consistent in the size and all quite good looking chooks. Awesome. All right, I am going to quickly get these into the freezer because I'm not sure if you can hear that. They are frozen solid, which is awesome. And I might even give hubby a call because he's out working at the moment, and see if he wants me to pop a couple of these in the fridge. And that way we can get into a bit of nice chicken on the weekend as well. So a little bit about this farm, and the reason I was quite keen to buy from them is when I had a bit of a look online, and it gave us a bit of a rundown on the farm. it talks about the fact that they're all kind of pasture raised chickens, which I like. You know, free range is amazing, but the way that the birds seem to be able to move around on their property is really good. They've also won quite a few awards for the quality of their chickens as well. And the other thing I liked is this little guy here. They rescue or take on rescue Maremmas and kind of rehome them and use the Maremmas on the property as well for looking after their chickens. So yeah, just, I don't know, ticked quite a few boxes for me, as well as the fact that it seemed like quite a good way to get some good value quality chicken. All right, I think I've got enough room in here now to be able to get our chooks in. All right, that was plenty of room in the freezer for those. And that just leaves kind of this last one, which I am going to pop into the fridge. Just a couple of details off it that's interesting is it did have kind of the weights of each of the birds on there. So they are good sized birds for the most of them. You know, 2.5 to, I think this was one of the bigger ones at nearly 3.3 kilos. So that's good. Adding it all up, it did work out to about the 23.5 kilos that it's got on the box here, which was for the 9 A-grade chickens. So that worked out to, I think it was about $6.30 per kilo, which is pretty good when you think about the fact that it's free-range chicken and the way that it's been grown and the fact that it was delivered as well. The packed on date's interesting. So it says they were packed in December, so they're not actually 2024 birds. But he did mention they were throwing in kind of extra ones because they did have some birds and they were moving on the birds and they're obviously frozen and well frozen. So yeah, that's not an issue at all. And we'll be perfectly fine for what we're going to do. In terms of the quality, obviously I can't comment on that yet because this is the first time I've used these guys. And yeah, hopefully, given the practices that this company has, it'll be a nice, tasty, good quality bird. But I will follow up with another video or two on using some of these so you can actually have a bit of a look at what it's like and yeah, what it ends up cooking up like. So do stay tuned for that. I'm also hoping that we can roast up a bunch of these kind of all at once and do some canned chicken broth as well. That's actually one of the reasons I wanted to get a whole bunch like this. So that's one of the plans as well. And I'm looking forward to sharing all of that with you as we start to work through this bulk lot of chicken that we got. Looking forward to trying that over the weekend, but I suspect it's going to take a little bit for that big bird to defrost. And I am going to pop it in this bowl just in case we get anything dripping through that plastic. I was going to wrap up the video at that point, but I'm jumping on with a bit of voiceover now because I wanted to show you how we cooked up that big chicken over the weekend because it was absolutely incredible. Hubby roasted it up, put a bunch of like herbs and stuff over the top. This is where he was putting in the veggies so that they could soak up all that beautiful chicken fat that came off of it. You can see those veggies were beautiful, but the chicken itself was amazing. It had a really good skin on it. That was something I kind of noted. That's something hubby does. Sometimes instead of a stuffing, he'll just put a lemon in there and that's quite nice for the flavour and also a bit of juiciness when it cooks. And that's what it looked like when we ate it. And this here is what we had left over after the 4 of us all had quite a big hearty roast dinner. And we do like to eat, so we all had a good meal off of it, but there was still heaps of chicken left. So what hubby did the next day is he used the leftovers, and that's what's in that big bowl there, to make up some of the leftover pies that he does. And I think I've shared those a couple of times with you. Kind of made up a bit of a yummy white sauce, kind of mixed in all of that chicken. There was a bit of like broccoli and cauliflower and stuff like that in there as well. And he knocks these up just on a weeknight very simply with using a bit of frozen pastry when he does that. And I will show you that in a future video. And that's what it looked like that next day. That was a beautiful way to use the leftovers. So that big chicken did us for 2 good meals. So thanks as always for joining, guys. Hopefully you found it interesting how we've purchased this lot. And I should mention, we are purchasing all this stuff ourselves. We're not sponsored or any of that sort of stuff through these guys. I just really love kind of the whole farmer to fridge concept and the fact that they can connect us customers with farmers to get bulk meat to do stuff like we like to do. So as always, guys, thanks a bunch for joining and catch you later.